Making money disappear used to be what magicians did to entertain us. Like most genuine forms of entertainment though, that has been superseded by something far less amusing. If a magician today asked his audience to give him $5 to perform a magic trick, the millennials in the crowd would hold up their phones and expect him to F-poss it. That's because we ordinary citizens have been making money, real money, disappear all by ourselves. And this is playing right into the hands of those who want to control and deceive us in far more sinister ways than any magician ever did. The convenience of electronic payments has conditioned us to ignore the hazards of abandoning cash. And they're serious. The abandonment of cash invariably leads to only one thing: a central bank digital currency, or CBDC. How dangerous is a CBDC? Well, even an economist at the World Economic Forum meeting in China last week, which was hardly the kind of place where you would expect to hear warnings about the perils of central control, said the implications were dark.
Can have programmability, units of central bank currency with expiry dates. You could have, as I argue in my book, a potentially better and some people might see it, or a darker world where the government decides that units of central bank money can be used to purchase some things, but not other things that it deems less desirable, like say ammunition or drugs or pornography or something of the sort. And that is very powerful in terms of the use of a CBDC, and I think also extremely dangerous for central banks.
A CBDC can be programmed to force you to spend your money in ways that the government sees fit. They could even make it magically disappear if you've been particularly disobedient. Don't think they won't do it. We've seen during the past few years how quickly our politicians can morph into dictatorial overlords, with rules for them and rules for thee. And we are seeing now that even private banks and other financial service organisations are eager to punish those they deem guilty of wrongthink. Brexit mastermind Nigel Farage, a good friend of ADH and a man who has almost as many detractors as he has supporters in Britain, had his account with Coutts Bank terminated last week. There is some dispute about whether this was because he had insufficient funds for the aristocratic bank, or, as Farage claims, the bank didn't like his politics. 9 other banks have since denied Farage's application to shift to them instead. In the United States, JP Chase has in the past cancelled the accounts of prominent conservatives, but was happy to have notorious rich pedophile Jeffrey Epstein as a client. And in Australia, conservative independent journalist Maria Z claims her account with ING was closed for no reason earlier this year. We're constantly reminded of the synchronicity between big business and big government, so don't be surprised when our government starts to behave similarly when it is in a position to discard cash for a CBDC. And that is already being planned. The Reserve Bank is currently testing a CBDC. Do you remember any politician ever asking if you think this is a good idea? It will be for our convenience, they will tell us, but it will only be convenient if we do as we are told. Are you sick of all this government telling us what to do? If so, you know what to do. Make money reappear.